What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Nerds Galore, where we let our inner nerd roar. I'm joined by some fun hosts today. I got Michael Cassell, 438, over there next to me. And down below me, we got Neil. Hi, Neil. Hello again.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just scared. I'm lost.
Why are you lost?
Where's my house? I live in Atten.
Can't say I ever heard of any Atten before.
Nah, it's just me. Guys, the Neil.
Just you. It's Ricky.
Pop the Bounty Collector, aka the Neil Lover.
Brick Creations, welcome. This is where the fun begins. Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey, we got Victoria in the house. He sounds just like Neil. Love it. What's going on, Victoria? Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. Let's see. I gotta send. Miss Daisy would like this sent to her in her Instagram, so we're gonna send that to her real quick. Here you go, Daisy. And send. We got a couple more people that will be joining us shortly. We ended up changing the time, moved it up a little bit, so Mr. Ricky, Pop the Bounty Collector, could join us. And also for those older gentlemen in our group, like Mr. Mike, who have a bedtime.
Yes.
Older gentlemen, what are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. Well, Pop, you stay up late, and
I
know you stay up late because you're like me. We stay up late. This guy does not.
Oh my God, is that Jesus?
I wish.
What's going on?
Not much.
Got another comer here.
Oh,
hello,
Daisy.
How's it going, Daisy?
Wow, I'm in a live stream with Daisy now.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. Daisy, don't get hurt now.
Yeah, I just tripped in my kitchen, so that's a bit too late.
Oh my word. The funny thing about that, so Pop and I just got done recording another part 2 of a podcast, and at the end we sent a little, just we care about you message. And we told you 2025, new year, new you in a bubble. And so, but that obviously didn't work. So
no, it did not.
Daisy,
Well, it's not 2025 yet. We still got a couple days.
That's true.
Yep.
It is still 2024.
We do got bricks in the chat, so she will let us know when Daisy's escaping to go to the restroom.
Yes. Please let us do that again.
No.
Ricky said, yes, Daisy. Ricky said he watched that whole podcast yesterday.
I watched the whole podcast yesterday.
No.
Yes.
So you saw Kenrick calling me Tinkle McGee?
Yes. All the tinkle names.
Yeah, the Phantom Tinkler. We had Revenge of the Tinkler. Return of the Tinkler.
I also saw that Kendrick sent you something or text you in private, and you blew it up.
You did, yeah.
He got scared.
Yep, sold something to Daisy in confidence, and she,
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
blew
now
it
we know
up.
we can't tell Daisy secrets.
No more secrets.
Just like, dang it.
How is everyone doing tonight, you guys?
I'm tired. Doing good.
Tired. Yeah.
See, that's
I'm
what us
doing
old
good.
guys.
For you older, I didn't say old. I said older.
Older. Well, I said old on a text message.
Okay.
So it's all right.
You did.
But
You
yeah.
did.
Okay. So
9:15 is great.
Who's the oldest here then?
Okay. So how old?
I'm gonna
how
say
old
me,
are you,
but
Mike?
46.
I'm 40. Oh well, yeah, he's older. I'm 42.
Sweet.
Okay.
42. He's the oldest.
Dude, Ricky.
I was
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I was able to stay up late, well into my 43rd year. Then after that, it's like I'm going to bed early now. Something happens. So you got one more year before that happens to you.
I just hit the dirty 30. Mr. Garcia, how are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. Sorry about that. I thought I didn't realize my text might have been a little confusing, so I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
So
No worries. I misunderstood it, so
you're good. Ricky, I honestly had no idea that Sith is 39.
Yeah.
that dude must be drinking from the fountain of youth somewhere because, oh my God, there's no way that he's that old.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was talking to Nerd and I was like, there's no flipping way that he is that old.
Yeah, he is. He is that old.
That old. Crazy. Recreation says Tinkle Break.
Stop! No, I was doing my hair.
No, that was a quick one, Daisy. That was a quick one.
That was a fast one. That was
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. I love
Have
it. Love
you got Andy up to date on why everybody's calling me Tinkle McGee? And
Yeah, so last night, Mr. Andy Garcia, I did a live stream and Daisy was a part of it, and Brick Creations was in the live chat, and Daisy was like, I have to go do something real quick, and she left, and Brick Creations spilled the beans that she's using the bathroom. She went to go tinkle, I think is the exact word she used. And I was like, okay. So we started calling. So Mr. Nerd over here has called her Tinkle McGee. And then we started messing around with Star Wars names, Return of the Tinkler, the Phantom Tinkler, Revenge of the Tinkler, all of the names.
Oh dear. Oh, I'm sorry, Daisy.
I love it. All right. So, we lost one. Mike's gone.
Oh dear.
Well,
I guess he didn't
bedtime.
like that. Okay, well, we're moving on.
Bedtime's done.
Right? I know. Bedtime for Mike. So we wanted to come on here. No, we are going to start episode 2 of Cryptids. And so we wanted to go through another episode and get some more cryptids down. And I'm just kidding. I did that on purpose for Daisy.
Was the cryptids like the scary things?
Yeah, all the like skinwalker stuff like that. We talked about it last week, and Daisy wasn't part of the podcast because that's just not her thing, which is cool. It doesn't have to be her thing. She did. And so I wanted to tease her a little bit and get her into something she didn't know she was getting in. Outpost Treasure Chest. Thanks for joining, sir.
Howdy.
Appreciate you doing that.
Hey, Outpost, where those tamales?
Yeah. I'm with Pop. Where's the tamales, man?
I watched the podcast from yesterday, and you were making some tamales, and I know you don't make one or two. You make a batch of tamales, and I know we don't know each other, but I need some tamales.
I agree.
Tamales are fantastic.
Oh, they are.
I got so tired of waiting for the tamales. I just went to my kitchen and made myself something to eat. So I've given up on the tamales.
You gave up too soon.
Daisy, what did I tell you about going to the kitchen?
I only fell over one time a few minutes ago. And you know what? I caught myself on the stove when I was going down.
And then she burned her
The stove
hand.
wasn't hot, right?
No.
She caught herself with the stove.
Oh my word.
I could just picture it now. She's tripping and then she's like holding herself like this with the force.
Yeah.
Against the flames in the background of the stove.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
Should make
that's
AI
crazy.
make that happen. That would be fantastic.
Oh, there you go.
So let's start off here real quick. I got Ricky's got to get off here in a little bit. But I wanted us to go around. Somebody suggested this, and I thought this was a great idea. Let's all go around and just share something that maybe we got for Christmas that we really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And just kind of talk about how our Christmas was real quick. And that's how we'll kind of get into our discussion tonight. So who would like to start off? Mr. Garcia, go for it.
Sure.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Brick Creation says we need to all pitch on some male bubble wrap for Daisy. I agree. Outpost says LMAO in Mabala. Yeah, I couldn't stick around because if you also make tamales with a group of people. So they ate some too. You let them eat our tamales? Bro.
I mean, understandable in some aspect.
All right, Mr. Garcia, go ahead and share with us how was your Christmas and something maybe that you got from Christmas.
Sure, yeah, thank you. Well, first of all, I think I jumped in late as you guys went live. Nice to meet you all. Nice to see you guys. So my Christmas was very good. It was very busy. We had some family come over, and it was nephews and nieces, and it was crazy, but lots of fun. We
Yeah.
got to watch RRR, the Bollywood movie,
Ooh, I
and
heard that
Godzilla -1. Oh, incredible movies! Highly recommend them if you haven't seen them.
Okay.
So one of the big gifts I got this Christmas was a beautiful illustrated edition of The Silmarillion. There you guys go.
Ooh,
Nice.
Yep,
Heck
it's
yeah.
got illustrated by I think it's Ted Nasmith. Let me find a illustration here. Got the I think that's the burning of Numenor, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah,
Heck yeah.
and beautiful book, and a few other items, but that was probably one of the big ones for me.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Thanks for sharing, Andy. Sweet.
Thank
That's sick. Anyone else want to share something they got for Christmas?
I got
Some-
some shoes.
Ooh, there you
They're
go.
getting on Monday. So
Heck yeah. Hashtag practical. I like it. I like it.
I got clothes. I'm kind of wearing the pants right now. I can model them for you if you want, but we don't have to do that.
No, that's okay.
Model it.
We trust you.
Model it.
Andy's over here.
They're basically
Oh.
joggers. I always swore off that I'll never wear jogging pants, but these new things my kids like, they're kind of not skin tight, but they kind of taper down at the bottom. They actually
Yep.
look pretty nice. You can actually go out into public with them. So I'm
Yes.
getting used to
Nice.
going out in public with them.
I used to swear off joggers too, and now I have multiple pairs of joggers, and I love
Yeah,
wearing
so do
them.
I have these new now, but the thing is, my kids only want me to wear the ones that say Nike on them because those are tough. Whatever that means.
The tech police,
Yeah.
one.
Right. Yeah, they got Nike Tech, and they're like, "Dad, you want
Mm.
one?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I looked at the price. I'm like, "No, I don't."
Yep.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Hence why I'm the oldest one here. That you can tell.
Yep.
There you go.
That's
I
hilarious.
had a great Christmas. It was great watching my kids open up the gifts and sharing. It's just a really great time with family.
Heck yeah. I agree. How
Hmm.
about you, Mr.
I'll
Ricky?
go ahead and go next. Definitely Christmas. I say with the family's the best. Seeing the kids open the gifts. My daughter wanted AirPods, and my son wanted a monitor because he plays Fortnite. So,
Nice.
giving them those gifts and seeing their reactions was always good. I mean, of course, my family, the whole entire family knows Ricky loves Star Wars. Ricky does YouTube. Ricky loves Lego. So I did get a Lego set.
Oh,
no snap.
Nice.
That is.
Ooh.
Okay. Clone Wars fighter.
Yeah, so
okay.
Jedi
we'll
fighter,
do
right?
another
Jedi.
Lego live.
Heck yeah.
And then this was a gift to myself because I'm a Neil lover.
Hi,
They have-
Neil.
They have pillows of him already?
Yeah, Rebel Scum Apparel.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so definitely that was a gift to myself. My girlfriend does not appreciate that being in the room at all,
Why not?
but she's gonna have to deal with it. Speaking about the girlfriend, she did give me this display set so I could put all my minifigs.
Oh, that is
That's sick.
nice.
So
Oh,
a
that's
nice little
beautiful.
minifig set here. So yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. I'm more about giving than receiving, but anything that I get, I truly appreciate. But for me, I just love I just finished recording with Gazer on a podcast, and one thing I talked about is just being with the family is the biggest gift. Seeing all my four sisters, my mom and dad, my brother-in-law, being with my kids, eating dinner, drinking, playing Christmas games until for some people, they open Christmas gifts on Christmas Day. A lot of Latin families, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve with a dinner, drinks, dancing, and games. And then when it's midnight, we hear some noise going upstairs. We think Santa came, and then all of a sudden, the adults check to see what's the noise upstairs.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
And
That's
then,
cool.
look what Santa left for all of us, and we open our gifts at midnight. And then what we
Nice.
do is
That's
we do
cool.
opposite. We open our stockings on Christmas Day with breakfast. So we have Christmas breakfast, and then after breakfast, everybody checks their stockings. So it's just good times, man. Just being with family is the best. Not going to work is the best, but being with the family is
Yes,
the best.
amen.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. That's cool, dude. That's really, really cool. It's funny that like a lot of Latin. I know a lot of Latin people do the Christmas Eve thing because it's funny. Because growing up, we always opened our presents on Christmas Eve because we always went to my grandma's the next day and spent all day at my grandma's house with all the uncles and cousins and everything. So like we keep that a tradition. Like we do steak and shrimp and stuff Christmas Eve. We open our presents Christmas Eve, and then the next day we head off to now my mom and dad's. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I ended up getting some Christmas cash. Got myself this new mic. This
Ooh.
Yes, yeah.
which I
Fancy
love.
mic over here.
Yeah.
What kind of mic is it?
It's a dynamic microphone. So my old one was a condenser microphone, which are fine, but this has a lot more crisp, clear audio for recording and stuff. And so I went with this one. And I got Christmas cash. I went on Amazon, looked up the price of the boom arm and the deal, and it was like exactly what I had Christmas cash. I'm like, all right, it's a sign. I'm getting it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And then my wife also got me a pair of Beats Solo 3 headphones, wireless headphones for that connect to my iPhone and stuff because I like listening to music all the time. Daisy and I were just talking about that last night after the podcast. So yeah, lots of fun.
Good stuff.
Yeah. How about you, Daisy?
Okay, so my Christmas gift that I'm gonna show, Kenrick got me some Star Wars trading cards. Oh, and one that I want to show. He sent me a card and said, "Look, I sent you a card that looks just like you." You know, you know what? Don't. Okay.
Let's see the card.
We gotta see the card.
Now we got to see this card.
Now-
While she's looking this up, Outpost Treasure Chest says, besides a new saber, I got to wake up healthy, go to the beach, and appreciate my last Christmas on the island.
Ooh, what beach? What island?
What island? Que isla?
Go down a little bit.
Down there you go.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not nice.
Oh,
He's dying
no.
over there. I love it.
Oh man, that looks just like you.
I'm just gonna show all of them.
Nice.
Anakin, Padme, and then
Ooh.
Anakin from Obi-Wan down there.
You're missing.
Nice.
You're mispronouncing his name. Remember last night, Daisy, what you called him? Annikins. That's your Annikins. All right.
Oh man, poor Daisy.
She's like, what happened last night stays at last night.
Right.
Okay.
Andrew, you should show Reed's lightsaber he got. It's pretty awesome.
That'd be awesome, but he's not here tonight. He had to work this evening, so he's staying
Ooh,
at our place.
That was the other thing I got, and that is coming out. I'm still working on the deal. I took it off for a second. I got
Ooh,
Darth Maul.
That is a
Ooh.
double-edged saber, Darth Maul.
It is.
Nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that I got a review that will be coming out with that. So,
Nice.
heck yeah. Post Treasure Chest. In case you didn't see it, Ricky says Oahu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
Nice.
saw him say that.
So
Mhm.
I
Brick
was gonna
says
ask, is this Christmas tree a palm tree?
that would be mine.
That'd be yeah, heck yeah.
There you go.
Oh man. All right. So the other thing we want to talk about a little bit, and Ricky, I've never asked you this. Are you ever into the Lord of the Rings?
So I was when it first came out.
Okay.
Can I remember everything? Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. I know it was very long movies.
Yes.
I remember. So she is my ex-wife because she fell asleep during the movies at the movie theaters that I would drag her to watch. But yeah, and then I know they came up with is it Amazon?
Mhm.
Amazon came out with a show,
Yep.
Yeah.
Rings
but I
of
have
Power.
not watched that. That I have
Yeah.
not watched. The Power of the Ring or something. Like
Yeah.
Rings of Power, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we Andy Garcia, I didn't know it was coming out until about a week and a half ago or a week ago when we did our last talk, but there was it'll be 2 weeks ago now, a new anime Lord of the Rings that came out to theaters.
that. Anime.
Yeah. Called was it War of
Oh.
the Rohirrim? Is that what it was called?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So I know Mike, I think you went with him, right, and saw
Did,
this.
yes.
What did you guys think of that, the War of the Rohirrim? Because I looked on IMDb and it doesn't have great ratings, but I'd like to hear what you guys think.
You want to go first? You want me to?
I shared a little bit last time. I think you should go first, Mike.
I thought the idea was good, but the execution was really, really bad. Very, very boring. A lot of Andy and I were talking to each other there, and it's like, man, they're doing a lot of telling without showing. The main character, there's this intro with the main character. I totally forget her name. Hera. It might be Hera.
I believe it's Hera.
Yeah, and it talks the person doing the voiceover. I forget her name, but you can tell people what her name was. She was saying what a hero, just she was giving character traits about this character that you never saw throughout the whole film. She was pretty much a very bland, one-note character, and the storyline it felt like a drag at times, unfortunately. I did like the visuals. I know you might have had a little problem with it, Andy, but I did like the visuals. But it just seems like they took forever to get the story going, and then once it got going, it's like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Oh, okay, all right, that's that. So underwhelming, I guess, would be my description.
Okay. Gotcha. And it seems like that for a lot of people. Like I said, the IMDb and stuff, like, which is the main one that I use because that's all audience score. It's got a pretty low score right now. Andy, do you want to finish kind of? I know you, like you said, you shared a little bit last week, but do you want to share a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I think I made it clear last time that even though it wasn't great, I had a blast. Now, partially that was because Mike and my brother Reed and I were the only ones in the theater, so we talked the entire movie. Yeah, we which was great because we were critiquing the film the whole way through. Like, hey, it's all like the first half is all tell don't show. They forgot to show us anything. And then we were just critiquing it all the way through. Mike was saying the lines before the lines actually happened, which was hysterical.
Yes.
We're just like, okay, Mike, did you actually write this movie? It was great. but I think the story itself wasn't bad. It was like Mike said, it was just the execution. I thought the character was I thought she was okay.
Okay.
It looked like they were trying to toe the line between how do we stay faithful to Tolkien's type of characters, but we want to appease the modern audiences and give it a girl boss story. And so it was back and forth.
She really wasn't a girl boss. I mean,
she wasn't
and so I had no problem with that. It's just I wanted more of what they said about her at the beginning. I would have liked the scene, but there was none of that.
Yeah, I think they set her up as, oh, she's this wild, untamable character, and she doesn't obey anyone, but the whole movie is her obeying people and actually just being the opposite of what they were telling us she was, which is very strange. The animation I thought was great at times, but apparently they were in a rush to get this film made, so there were 60 different companies working on the animation.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
So the animation looked great at times, and then other moments it was like, oh, wait a second, that's not that great.
I forgot about some of when they're walking, it's like, are they okay? Are they like gyrating as they're it was very strange. Most of the animation was good, but some of it really are like, what is going on right here?
Yeah. The pacing was also an issue. The storyline technically was fast, but the characters, no, maybe it's the other way around. The characters were very fast paced, so you never got a chance to really get to know them. But the story dragged on. It was like, oh, there's a really useless scene with an Oliphant and the Watcher in the Water, and just stuff where is this going? It's 20 minutes of this, and okay, but
stuff just happens, right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff just happens. But yeah, and now granted, the whole purpose of this movie existing is because Warner Brothers was about to lose the rights to the Lord of the Rings, and they needed to contractually produce a film before 2025 to retain the rights. So they just kind of slapped this together. I wish they had done something a little bit different or a bit better.
Yeah.
But at this point, even though it was a loss, I think a $20 million loss for Warner Brothers, They're just like, we don't care. It's just to keep the rights to Lord of the Rings.
Interesting.
I will say there's a character cameo at the very end. At the very end of the film that I personally was very excited to hear about, and was just like, I think Reed and Mike were just like, it's not that big a deal. I was like, it's a big deal to me. But
His
Yeah.
cameo was just like, oh wow, like let's try. It was basically the same as the cameo of Liam Neeson at the end of the Obi-Wan show.
oh yeah.
It was like,
Oh,
great, what do you, yay.
Well, actually, it wasn't even that. Spoilers for those that haven't seen it, but the character goes on another quest because Gandalf the Grey has sent a letter asking to meet with her about something, and it was
So
just
that's
like,
the movie you want
Gandalf
to
the
see. That's the
Grey!
movie you want to see, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the movie I wanted to see.
Right.
Real
I
quick.
must have been living under a rock because I did not see any previews, trailers.
Absolutely.
was
That's
nothing.
what I said
Yeah.
to Andy when he had asked me to go see the movie. I'm like, I didn't even see any marketing whatsoever for this. I'm like, okay, let's go. And
And
so they did. I
yeah,
think they were
usually you
really
see an
big.
Instagram. What is
Right.
it? IGN.
Nothing. I saw
IGN
nothing
will
on it.
rate movies.
Mhm.
So like I will usually wait for IGN on Instagram to be like, okay, it's a 10, it's a 9, it's an 8. That's why I knew not to see the Joker movie with
Yes,
Lady
the second
Gaga.
one.
I gave a
Yeah.
bad rating. I'm like, oh well, not gonna watch it.
Same.
Thank you.
Well,
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
No, you're good.
I just Googled the Lord of the Rings movie, and the first thing that came up for me was that it was pulled from theaters after just 2 weeks because
Yeah.
literally no one went to see it.
Yeah, it's got a
Oh
6.5
my
out of 10 at
God,
IMDb.
Wow.
Its budget was $12 million, or $30 million, and last I checked, it made only $12 million.
Yeah.
yikes.
Real quick for everyone watching, Star Wars Nerd did have to leave. His head was spinning a little bit. And I love the
Daisy's
fact that
fault.
yes, I love the fact that even though he's in here, he's also commenting. It's Daisy's fault. She used the force again. Thanks, Ricky. Because you're right. Just kidding, Daisy.
Everything.
Star Wars Nerd.
Are
Sorry,
you
man.
saying she's a Sith?
Maybe.
Yeah, wow. You have been revealed. You are number 2 with Star Wars Sith. There's always
Yes.
2.
There's
I
always
like
two.
Daisy was the
Anakin
one the
for a
whole
reason.
time.
A master to embody the power and an apprentice to crave it.
Mhm.
So which one is she?
She's the apprentice.
She was the reason why the Acolyte got canceled.
Oh,
Daisy!
Purely Kathleen Kennedy. No one else but Kathleen Kennedy owns that.
Well, fun fact,
Wow.
Catherine Kennedy is Daisy's aunt. Canceled.
Dang, bro.
Oh dear.
Daisy, it's okay. We tease because we care.
Daisy, don't do it. She's gonna mess up my Lego Live the next one.
She's like, I am plotting my revenge as we speak.
Daisy, don't you dare mess with this, Daisy.
Knock it
Leave
off
this
the shelf.
alone.
Oh,
Keep your
the
voodoo
transport.
away from here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I personally will buy the Blu-ray once War of the Rohirrim comes out, which I think is next week. It's yeah. I enjoyed it. I like animation. So I think what really hurt this movie was making it an anime. I think Lord of the Rings is already a niche property, and anime is even more niche. And so I think they just really alienated any regular audiences that would possibly go to see it. Was just like, no, why would we go see that?
Yeah.
So I think that was whoever at Warner Brothers made that decision, I think made a mistake personally. But
Okay.
I think
Fair
if it had been traditionally animated or a new animation style like Into the Spider-Verse or something, it would have been a little bit more appealing.
Yeah.
Personally. But,
Dang, that's a bummer.
mhm.
I do also want to talk about. Oh, go ahead, Ricky. Go for it.
No, I know that Lord of the Rings, if it's gonna be live action, it's a lot of money.
Oh
It's
yeah.
gonna take a lot of money, and it's also gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna take years to get the movie out. And I know what they, at least what Star Wars have done is that let's create short, tales, so that
Right.
we could explain some stories in between characters and how things happen, but through an animation where it's quick and you get information
Yeah.
versus doing a live action show, which you see Ahsoka doesn't start filming until April 2025. That means what? It's coming out in 2026, 20,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
late 2026.
Yeah.
So that it takes time to live action. So I see why they maybe try to say, hey, let's see if we could tell a story. Because I'm reading it now. It's 183 years before Peter Jackson's
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings
Right.
was. So I'm
It
like, okay,
basically
well,
tells the backstory of Helm's Deep. It tells the backstory of from this the Two Towers, Helm's
Mhm.
Deep, fantastic battle scene, one of the best in cinematic history. It
Amen.
tells
My
the
favorite
backstory
movie.
of that. Yes, me too. In that series, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tells that backstory.
Okay. Speaking of delaying movies, I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw this from IGN actually. Pop. They delayed the Batman movie, the
Yeah.
number 2, by
I
another
heard
year
that.
Yep.
because
Wow.
apparently I think Matt Reeves is having trouble finishing up the script, and so they ended up delaying it another year, which is a bummer because I've been really wanting to see that movie. But I hope in the long run it's a good thing.
Yes, I think that's a really smart thing. Instead of rushing them, say, well, we'll figure it out in post or
Yeah.
as you film.
Is
It's a good
that
idea.
Batman's going to be part of James Gunn's universe? I know he's not really trying to make everything tie together, like have an Avengers Endgame moment, but is it still part of the same similar universe?
I don't think so because he's
Okay.
got his own Batman that he's going to be
Oh,
doing.
okay.
After
Oh.
this Superman movie, he's got his own Batman, and it's actually going to be set with Damian Wayne, which is Bruce's son, meaning like the whole Red Hood thing has Red Hood has already happened. All this other stuff, like it's
Missing out on a lot of good stories, but I guess that's.
Yeah, they
I
are.
like the Damian
they
Wayne
are, but
character.
there's also a lot of stories with Damian Wayne in the
Yeah,
back end. Like they could still do like the Court of Owls, and there's a lot of different things that they could do with.
They could do Red Hood and
They could.
Damian Wayne concurrent. They could combine because Red Hood's probably
Yes.
one of the greatest.
Yes.
The Death in the Family going into Red Hood. Probably
Oh my
The
god.
comic book
greatest
Hush is
Yes.
such a good comic book. Oh, if you guys have
Well,
never read,
I like the movie Hush, so that was
yeah,
good too.
if you guys have never read the comic book Hush, read it. It's so good, so good.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I've always wished that they had Jason Todd's story
Yes.
on live action. I always wish they continued that story. It's
Yeah.
so good to see um all the Robins stories and the things that they evolve in and become different. And obviously Damian Wayne's story is amazing.
Yeah.
That is a little badass kid,
It
first
is.
of all.
Yeah.
So real quick, can I just share what I heard was this going back to the Snyderverse, which would have been great for a setup before Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Would have been the Jason Todd storyline. That's the second movie after Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And in it, you hear reports of the Superman, like that's just like in the background, right? And as he finds out the Joker has got Jason Todd, he goes to get there, but the battle happening in Metropolis keeps him from getting there.
Oh.
And that's
Mm.
and then the rest of the story. It's just real quick. You
That
know
would've
it, you
made
know
sense.
what's happening,
Yeah.
and then that's his impotence for going after Superman in the next movie.
That makes a lot of sense.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. I am excited for James Gunn to see what he does. I am excited for the Superman movie for sure.
Superman movie looks good.
It
From
does.
the trailer, I
Not a
was like,
fan of the
wow.
suit though, but it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it because of the underwear thing?
Yes, drives me nuts. Well, just
Okay.
because they're more like boxers and not like I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Star Wars or Halfwit actually explained that. He was watching an interview with
I heard it. Yeah.
David Cornsweet, and he was just saying that, like, as odd as it sounds, like he actually proposed to do that because James Gunn was kind of going back and forth. Do we do the boxers? Do we not? Like, do we go more Man of Steel route? And to him, it was like, this is classic Superman. Like, this is
Mhm.
what Superman looks like. This is what makes him approachable as Superman. And so he ended up getting the whole cast and crew to agree with him that yeah, let's move forward with this, which I'm okay with, especially if you're the main guy and you're like
Yeah, that's
giving
true.
legitimate reasons as to why you should, like,
Mhm.
because I mean, I'll be honest, as a human being, and like, if I were an actor and I was like, okay, I get to wear a suit that's really cool, like Man of Steel, or I got to wear the Superman suit with these underwear on the outside, I think I'm going to go with the Man of Steel. You know what I mean? But the
Right,
fact that
yeah.
he actually cares enough to actually vouch for the other ones, I mean, to me says a lot about he actually knows what he's talking about. And he
Yeah,
Do
actually
you
that's
cares.
right.
feel?
Yeah.
Do you feel like I think when I see the actor that's playing Superman, I was like, man, he looks like Christopher Reeves, man.
He kind of does
He
a little
kind of
bit.
Definitely.
does,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, because that's what
They're
I
trying to
grew up on.
recapture that for sure.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. That's what I grew up watching. Because I'm an
Yep.
old head over here. So that's always going to be my Superman.
Yeah.
Um, and so when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, because don't get me wrong, Marvel's amazing, but I grew up DC,
Yep.
Mhm.
Same.
and I know Tim Burton with 1989 Batman's always going to be my favorite because it's very dark, and I know DC's dark, but DC has great superheroes, great backstories. Like the stories from DC to me are better than the stories in Marvel. But when you do movies, I feel like how we talked about rushing. I
Yeah.
felt like they rushed a lot
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
big time. Big time.
and they ruined it. And they try to rush to get into to compare it to Marvel.
Yeah. They're
Marvel
trying to
built
be
that.
just as big as Marvel. Marvel took
Marvel
all those
built
years to
that.
build. Yeah.
Yeah, they took
Mhm.
years to
10
build.
years to
Take
build
your
that.
time, stay in your own lane,
Yep.
and focus on the DC fans. And I was very upset. I'm like, here we go again. So I'm hoping, James Gunn, which I've seen Superman right the trailer, and I'm so far with it. I just hope it just continues, and they just stay in their lane and don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus
Yeah,
on
build
for
it
your DC.
slow.
Mhm.
Which James Gunn, I think he'll do that. He seems like the type of guy, especially with what he's done in the Marvel side of things. Like I think he'll do that. He wants
Oh
to
yeah,
tell his story.
I love Guardians.
Yeah,
I
same.
hope he does. He did great with Guardians. He did really good with Suicide Squad, but those are like C or D list characters. Suicide Squad a little bit more popular before they came out than the Guardians were. But you're
Yeah.
talking about the superhero, the number one
Yeah.
superhero
Yeah.
in anyone's mind.
Here's
Like
the deal
this
though.
is huh?
I mean, he took C and D level characters and made them in like a lot of people's eyes A and B level characters. You know what I mean?
Agreed. But they don't have like that Guardians of the Galaxy lineup. Now here's my Marvel geekdom. That wasn't even the official lineup. He knew
Yeah.
that they were not known, so he could mess with the lineup a little bit and make it great. You can't mess with something like Superman that's so well known,
Right.
has such a great backstory, and make it your own. You have to stay true to the canon.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah. No, I
And
100%
you gotta build that Justice League. You can't just
Yes.
start with a Superman movie and then do Justice League. You have to build that.
Yep.
Right, correct. For sure.
Yeah.
So
And I
real
think that's what he's
interesting to
trying
see
to
what
do. Like,
happens.
because like I said, he's doing the Superman movie, and then his next project he said is that Batman, and then after that he's got some other characters that he wants to do, and I think he's setting up for his own James
Mhm.
Gunn universe kind of thing before he ever gets into the Justice League, which I'm okay with. I'm okay. I would be okay if 10, 12 years from now we finally, maybe not that long, but like we finally get a Justice League movie. You know what I mean? Because he's built the credibility and he's built the universe up, and now like Avengers, you finally got Avengers, and it was
Yeah.
like, this is sweet. Now we get to see all these characters that have been built up for years in one movie. This is sick. And so I hope he does the
Heck, I
same
wouldn't even do
thing.
a Justice League movie. The big crossover movie should be World's Finest.
Yep,
That would be cool.
that would be cool. Absolutely. Yep.
Mm.
So I'll be interested to see who they get to play the Batman. I hope he sticks to comic book character. I'm tired of these small, scrawny guys playing Batman. That's why actually Ben Affleck has been my favorite, because he fills more that big, broader shouldered Batman Bruce Wayne. And it doesn't have to be someone we know. I don't care if it's a no name. Actually, I would actually probably prefer it to be someone we don't know. But as he needs to be big, broad-shouldered Bruce Wayne. I mean, that's part of what makes him so flippin' scary. Is not only is he move in the shadows and he is the shadows, but he is a monstrosity of a human. So he towers over people. You know?
What do you think about the guy that plays Reacher? I forget the actor's name.
Oh gosh,
Yes,
he'd be good.
Alan
I
Richardson.
want him for
think he'd be
Hyperion in
great.
the Marvel Universe, though, but he'd be good as Batman too. I think.
Yeah, actually, I have here.
Yeah, what's his name? Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson. Yep. Here, I'm gonna share something I saw here with him actually as like I could see this and I would love this. I think this would be great on the right side here. You know?
Let's see.
Blow up one of
I
those
think he would
pictures.
fit I think he would fit that Batman persona really well.
Yeah,
I
he
really
would.
do. I mean, there's one here with, you know, a partial mask on him. I mean, I think he'd fit that Bruce Wayne, big, broad-shouldered kind of guy really, really well.
How would it go with him as just Bruce Wayne, though? I get him as Batman. He's so imposing. Is Bruce Wayne imposing? See, I'm not that much of a Batman. Bruce Wayne's kind of a play. I understand that Bruce Wayne is the secret identity and Batman
is.
who he truly is, but he's more of like a playboy. Like Alan Richardson is so physically imposing. At least that's the way Reacher. Maybe
Yeah.
I'd have to look at other stuff
But
other than Reacher.
Here's the deal, though. That's part of like what like his mask, right? Is that
Right, yeah.
you look at an Alan Richardson, right? Like here, I'm gonna share my screen again. You look at an Alan Richardson like this, right? And picture him with a suit on, right? I could see him playing this playboy, arrogant
Okay.
kid,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? In a suit, and he's got all the fancy things, right? And at night, he's a caped crusader.
I'm sold. I want it now. I want him as Batman. You got me.
Right? That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Let's
Like, I
go.
think he would fit that really, really well. That bratty, arrogant playboy during the
Yeah.
day, and then the Cape Crusader at night.
And when it comes to physicality, he's got it in spades, so that works out great.
Yes. Yep.
That's true.
Yeah. He's gonna intimidate anyone who's in front of him. So I don't know. I think it'd be awesome to have him play him. Obviously, I don't know that they would. But somebody like that who's got that kind of that big build like that, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah.
And if
So-
he doesn't play him, I want him to play Hyperion in the Marvel MCU. If you guys know who Hyperion is,
I don't
do not.
actually.
he's a Superman analog. He's
Okay.
almost the same backstory as Superman from a different universe. Comes from the planet. Like Marvel has a couple Superman analogs. But Hyperion's probably one of the more popular ones, and he goes to different places than Superman or Clark Kent did. But he started out as that. But he's really big, and his face looks exactly like Alan Richardson's.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Guys, Pop the Bonnie Collector's got to go. Thanks for being
Ah.
on here, Pop.
Nice to
It
meet
was
you,
really
Pop.
good to have you. Thanks for being
Nice
Thank
on.
you, Ricky.
Nice meeting you,
Daisy
man.
called me an old fart. Daisy, you forced him off. Pop,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That
I'll
was a
kick
forced
Daisy
push.
off if you want to come back on.
That was a force push.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
She hurt my
dear.
feelings.
Oh no.
The Sith are not concerned with feelings. It's okay, Daisy.
no,
Yes.
use your feelings.
You have hate.
Pathway
You
to
have
the dark
anger.
side.
Sorry.
Thanks for coming on,
Use them,
Pop. It
you
was
will
good
go
to have you, sir.
strong with those feelings.
Oh man.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I would love to see, and even if it's not Alan Richardson, someone like that can play that. At least, I mean, that's the thing though. Like by the point where where James Gunn is starting the Batman, he's not really he shouldn't be the arrogant prick anymore. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of middle of the road. He's been doing it for quite a few years now, a decent amount of years. So like, but I still feel like Alan Richardson can still play off the billionaire
Sure, yeah.
kind of guy. You know, that's, you know, everyone during the day is like, oh, it's Bruce Wayne. You know, like
He could definitely play that off. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, how would you feel if John Krasinski took a stab at playing Batman or Bruce Wayne?
if he bulked up and got big enough.
He's
But
pretty
here's the
buff
deal,
in,
like, go ahead.
he's pretty buff in, what are those the films on the short series, sorry, the series on Amazon Prime.
Jack Reacher.
Yeah, not Jack Reacher,
Ryan, sorry.
Jack Ryan, yes. Yeah, he gets pretty, he could get a little broad-shouldered.
I feel like he's too well known for The Office and some other things, though, that I don't know if it, in my mind, if it would work, if it would compute. I think I would watch him and always think Office or always think some of these other things.
Mm.
Like,
Gotta
that's
watch
why,
Jack Ryan.
yeah, that's why I feel like someone who's either no name or someone who has played that type of character where he's just known for being big and like beating the crap out of people. Like, my mind wouldn't have a hard time believing that that person's Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Mike Tyson.
no. Nice try.
That's
Ain't
worth a shot.
Brock Lesnar.
No, I'd rather have a no name at that point.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Like to me, Alan Richardson is probably the most well-known person that I'd want playing Batman. If it's not him, let's get a no name that's got like the same type of build.
Gotcha.
You know. So, like, I like the fact that like for the Superman they brought in David Cornsweet. No one heard of him before,
And he looks the part, boy.
and he
does
looks the part. Yep.
Mhm. It's true.
But that's also one of my complaints with the costume. Isn't just it's like it doesn't show his physicality. Like it does. It's not skin tight. You don't see those muscles bulging. It sounds a little weird coming from me, but still.
It's all good. But Creation says, heading out, guys. Got to get up early to pick up a Christmas gift. Y'all rock. Have a good night, Bricks. I
Take care.
appreciate you dropping in. Absolutely. Yeah, I get that. I don't know. This is also, I don't know. Is this supposed to be early in Superman's career? Do you know?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
I mean, there's one thing that's gonna be tough. They're juggling a lot of potential antagonists. You got 3 heroes who are going to be antagonists at some point. You have this Ultraman character. You have Lex Luthor, and then you have the kaiju. Did you see there was a kaiju in that?
Yeah.
In that. I just
Trailer.
hope he keeps it focused on Superman, and all these things are happening around him. If you look at the 3, it was a Hawk Girl, Guy Gardner, and I forget who the third one was. They all kind of have a similar suit, so you're wondering if they're all on the same team working with each other.
Huh. Interesting. What'd you guys think of the Green Lantern in that trailer?
It's Guy
that's-
Gardner, so
I was gonna say, is that guy Gardner?
I mean, it
Yeah, that's
fits
the
like
character.
from what I know, it fits the comic book version of that.
yes, to a T. That fits him.
Yeah.
That's Guy Gardner to a T. He's never been the Green Lantern. He's a Green Lantern, and he's
Right.
kind of, if I remember correctly. You're more of a DC guy than I am, but
Yeah.
he's kind of like I don't want to say a joke character, but borderline joke character.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of the bunt. Like if the Green Lantern Corps are a bunch of cops, he's the runt of the litter of all the cops.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I can see that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Crypto being in the trailer? The dog.
So I gotta admit, so I've never been like a massive Superman fan. Like, never been my favorite. And so I've never really read any Superman comics. I've always stuck to Batman comics. And so when I first saw the trailer and I saw the dog, I was like, that just looks weird. Like, and so I ended up telling, I was talking to Halfwit, and I told him, like, man, I'm not sure about it because of that dog. And he ended up explaining to me that that's comic book accurate right there, that dog.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, if he's sticking to comic book, I can respect that.
Right.
What do you guys think?
I'll let you guys go.
I guess I'm okay with it. If they do it well, I hope he's from Krypton.
Yeah.
Because that explains his powers. I guess the comic book has explained it in other ways I don't quite remember because I read a little DC, not much. So we'll see. We'll see. It could go good. It could go cheesy. So hopefully it doesn't go cheesy.
Yeah, I agree. Andy?
I think for me, I'm okay with it personally. I think people need to remember that these movies are comic book movies, and there's a lot of ridiculous. Everyone wants
Yes.
dark, gritty, realistic. I think people just need to embrace this is a comic book movie. There's some really goofy things in here. Just embrace it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Don't try to be the Snyderverse,
Yeah.
which was trying to be super dark and gritty. I think that was a
Yeah.
flaw.
And that's funny that you say that because my wife didn't like the DC stuff because it was physically literally dark, right? Like all the movies, like you had to have all the lights off to see anything, and your TV
Right.
brightness turned up. Whereas this one, like the Superman trailer is like, she's like, man, this is different. Like for DC, like it's light, like it's
Yeah.
very like bright and like, and I'm like, well, that's the point of that's supposed to be Superman, right? He's
Superman.
he's
yeah.
a light to the world, like he's supposed to be. So I thought that was
Gotcha.
cool. Star Wars Nerd says, as someone who grew up watching the Crypto cartoon, I'm excited.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, heck yeah.
There was a
Heck
crypto
yeah.
cartoon. Didn't even know that.
Apparently.
Nerd, how are you feeling, by the way? Let us know.
Yeah. Daisy, you've not seen the Superman trailer yet?
Mm-mm.
Daisy. Go watch it.
Yeah,
I'll
I
tell you-
just
I'll tell you
got.
what
What'd
Sorry,
you think of it?
no
ahead.
comment.
Not your
No
type
comment?
of movie?
It looks so bad.
It
The
looks.
trailer.
I don't know. I think it looks good.
I think it looks good.
Well,
I
what
like
do you
that-
think looks
No.
bad in it? Is
I
it the
really
costumes?
like that part where like he like zooms over that girl and like grabs her head, and is like protecting her from the blowing like propane tanks and stuff. Like
That's
Yeah.
Superman.
that's Superman.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. The vibe was off. I hopefully if I see the movie it'll change my mind because there's been quite a few times where I've seen the trailer for something and I've just been like, nope, not seeing it. It looks terrible. But then I actually see it and I end up loving it way better than I love the trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
So
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully that will change my mind. Was that Nathan Fillion in the?
Yes.
I
Guy
love.
Gardner.
Okay, I'll have to watch.
That's a great fan casting for that character, no doubt.
Yep. Yeah.
And Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor, I think that's a pretty good choice.
That's a really good choice as well. I did like that. Yep.
Interesting. Nicholas Holt is a good actor. So
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I like Nicholas Holt.
Yep. Yeah, that was I thought the trailer was really, really good. I do
like the
like
nice
the
guitar
fact too. I do like the fact too, like, and someone else brought this up, and I agree with them, is that like in every other Superman, it was Maury Mavs last week. In every other Superman that we see, right? Like, okay, the Snyderverse, you have the Man of Steel, and the whole time this Justice League is getting the crap beat out of them by Steppenwolf. And then all of a sudden Superman shows up and literally everything that like has been detrimental to the team is just instantly gone. Like there's no more sacrifice, there's no more like I like the fact that in the Superman trailer, the first thing we see, and this is going to sound bad, is Superman injured, laying on the ground, needing help.
yes,
Right? Because it
that's
brings his
what I like.
humanity into it. Yes, he's Superman. Yes, he's this Man of Steel. But there's also an aspect where he's like, it's not like he's completely invincible.
Right, yeah.
I think it also sets the tone that this is not going to be Christopher Reeves, like everything's bright and cheery. There's going to be stakes in this movie. It feels like, hopefully.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I appreciate opening the trailer with that. I know a lot of people online were upset at that. For me, as a casual viewer, I'm like, that's how you get my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I also liked his chemistry that he had with the Lois Lane character.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
and it looks like Lois Lane already knows that Clark Kent is Superman just by
Like
their
she's put
quick
it
interaction.
together.
Mhm.
Yeah, or that they're
Yeah.
already. I think maybe they're already dating and together.
That could be. That could be.
And yeah, I guess Star Wars Nerd said bring the Bizarro character, and I think the Bizarro's in this film, but he's not going to be called Bizarro yet. There was photos taken of the film with a big guy in a U with a U in front of his name. Now that's Ultraman, maybe part of the crime syndicate, but I don't think they're going there. I think it's going to be a character that was created by Lex Luthor to battle Superman, and he
Gotcha.
will become Bizarro. Whether they do that in this film or not, I don't know.
Gotcha. Now, do you guys think that perhaps
Really?
with all the characters that they have in here already, do you think it's too many characters?
Quite
With
possibly. That's what I'm nervous
with
about.
Possibly.
With the Hawk Girl, the
Yeah.
with Guy Gardner or whatever.
And
I
Mr.
think-
Terrific, that's the other guy, Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. I think it's a potential bad thing. And I think that's why part of the reason that a lot of people like myself are very hesitant about this movie is because, especially with the history of DC and what we've seen them try to do before and fail miserably at it, like, at least for me, someone who loves the DC is like, are you trying to do too much at one time, trying to save DC? Now, then again, we could go watch the movie, and this movie is so phenomenal. We're like, holy crap, that was awesome,
Right.
But that being said, with all those characters and all those things you need to develop, this movie better be at least 2.5 hours long.
Right.
Because you're going to need all that time to develop these characters if you're going to use them.
Not necessarily.
Really?
What if
I think it needs to be long.
What if the movie? Well, I want it to be long anyway, but I don't think you need to develop a character. I was talking with my buddy about this. You have all these other characters, but they're not really important. Superman, Clark Kent, Lois Lane, they're the important ones. These characters exist in the universe because that they interact with Superman. But it's like if you watch any movie, side characters are not given much of a backstory. They're just side characters. So think of that in terms of superhero genre, where they're just side characters. Sure, they have suits on, and sure they have powers, but they're not really part of the main story. They just things happen. They're there. Superman's the point.
And I could see that. I could definitely see that. And if James Gunn goes that route where it's okay, we're not that we don't want the general audience to see this, but we're catering to the nerds who already know who these people are. Right? We don't need the backstory. Then I think you're okay. And I would still love to see a 2.5 hour movie. Don't get me wrong.
Sure, yeah, me
but
too.
I
I'm
don't
not
think,
saying,
yeah. But I don't think at that point you need it. Now, if you're trying to cater to the general audience, then yes, that movie needs to be longer. You need to develop those characters because those people need to know who those characters are. Because you're gonna have a lot of people who don't know that. But if you're going for the nerd side of things and you're like, we're just gonna bet on the fact that most of the people watching this are nerds and they know who these people are, and the people that don't, they'll ask their nerd friends who it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
So then I think it's okay. Outpost Resistance. Then when he fights himself in the cave, it will be Bizarro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or he'll just, I think Bizarro becomes the character. The character just gets degraded over time. It was like Red Sun. I think they're gonna do some of the stuff they did in Red Sun. If you guys know what Red Sun was,
I think so.
That's the Soviet Superman, correct?
right?
Yes.
And
yes.
yes. Lex Luthor for the United States creates his own Superman. I think he calls him Ultraman, and he's regular for a while until he's not regular because his mind is degraded and becomes the Bizarro character.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Star Wars Nerd says, I think James will do good. He's got Marvel secrets.
That's true.
Yeah. I think he will too. I think I have hope for this movie. I don't know. Most of it's good hope. Some of it's reserve hope because I have the history of DC in my head, and I'm like, I'm not sure about this. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited. So, you guys doing anything as we're coming up on an hour here? But you guys doing anything crazy for New Year's Eve?
No, not
We're
really.
having a night of worship at church, right, Andy?
That's true. I don't think I'll be there because I work that night.
Gotcha.
Till
Gotcha.
9. That's right. New Year's will be over for me at 10:30, right? No.
Star
Yep.
Wars Nerd says, I still wish Cavill got a second movie, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so do I.
I do.
Absolutely.
I
I think in the far future they're going to do a multiverse, Infinite Earth type thing and bring those
That would be
characters
sweet.
back.
I
want-
really
wanna-
liked Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah.
I thought he
Same.
played that really, really well.
I want to know what happened at Warner Brothers that they really just did not want Henry Cavill back. I know they say it's because he's connected to the Snyderverse, but it feels like they went out of their way to really get rid of Henry Cavill at Warner Brothers. To me, at least, unless I'm
Decisions
misreading
being
the
made by
situation.
people that aren't fans, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe.
I heard that it was because there was a lot of controversy surrounding some comments that he made about a certain thing, and people weren't very happy with him
Mhm.
about whatever it is that he'd said. And people were saying that if there was another movie with him in it, they wouldn't see it.
Which is that's hard to believe because it seems like the internet loves Henry Cavill. Like he's
Yeah.
the king of nerds. it
You know,
seems.
He
Marvel's
really is.
scooping him up for something, whether it be
Yeah.
Wolverine or even one of their Superman analogs, which would be hilarious if they did that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
Kind of like they did in how was that? The Flash, when they did the throwback and you saw what's his bucket is Superman for a half a second.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Right.
Yeah.
that would be cool.
I like that movie, by the way. A lot of people
did
said it
too.
was terrible. I'm like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought there was a
Flash?
lot of cool moments.
Yeah, did you see the
didn't see
newest
it.
one?
I did
It's got the
not.
1989 Batman in it.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty sweet. My dad
I like
enjoyed
the way
that.
he described the multiverse using the spaghetti.
Yes,
Perfect.
it was.
That was really
Yep.
good.
Yep. Outpost Treasure Chest says whiskey and cigars on Monday, I think. Off work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Should be a good New Year's Eve.
Nice.
Says, are they still only replacing some of the DCU characters or are they fully recasting? I remember they said they were only recasting some of them. I think they're recasting most of them, to be honest.
I can't.
Well,
I can't imagine anyone other than Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Yeah. That's what I
I
said
think
most of them.
they're keeping everyone involved with the Peacemaker series, which I've never seen.
There's-
So that would Peacemaker, and then I guess where did Peacemaker come from? The Suicide Squad movie.
Maybe because Henry had ideas to make it better and they told him to kick rocks. LOL. Totally making this up.
Probably true.
That's what happened with The Witcher, correct? He
Yeah.
Yes.
was on their back for like, hey, we need to stay faithful to the source material, so they fired him, or
Yeah.
we're going to fire him, and he quit.
They asked him to do something in the script and he's like, I'm not doing that. That's not
not
part of
what
the
you do.
lore. That's
Yeah.
not what that is. And they were like,
Mhm.
no, you do it or you're gone. He's like, I'm not doing it. Like,
Something to that effect. Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Which
glad
is-
he's stuck to his guns.
Same. I feel like Hollywood needs to start looking for actors that actually know the property that they're going to be cast in.
Yeah.
And because again, when you get someone like Henry Cavill that's doing the Warhammer series for Amazon, people are excited not just because it's I love this property. The main actor knows what he's doing. The main
He's a
actor
huge
loves the
fan.
property. Yes. Get
That's why
people
I'm
that
still
know
hoping
the
for-
property.
Still hoping for a Force Unleashed movie with Sam Witwer as the main character.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be
See, that's
awesome.
why, like David Cornsweat, did you see his video of him being a big Star Wars fan?
Mm-mm.
No, I hadn't.
Okay, I'm gonna play this for you guys. This is awesome. Like he does this perfectly. Someone just I don't know if his girlfriend recorded him or whatever, but
The Death Star is in range. You may fire when ready. I have you now. What? Yahoo!
That is great.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
and someone actually timed it up to the movie and it's perfect.
I think it was a little early on that one. You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
Great.
Stand by. Stand by.
And somebody actually had a video of it, and they timed it up, and it was actually like right on.
That's amazing.
Except for that little mistake, but most of it was like right on. I'm like, that's a true Star Wars fan right there. You know,
That's a true
like
Star Wars fan. So you know he'll be good for another product.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's adjacent to what Star Wars is for sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
Star
If
Wars
I
nerd says,
accidentally drop off, it's because my phone's about to die. I'm using my phone,
Okay.
so I'll stay on as long as
real quick, we'll do this comment and we'll sign off. So Star Wars
Yeah.
Nerd says Force Unleashed movie, Bane trilogy, Revelant trilogy would do wonders for Star Wars. Does
Amen.
Daisy know
Yes,
what
please.
movie that's from? That thing that David Cornsweat was just doing. Daisy, do you know what movie that's from?
Is it from one of the originals?
Which one?
I only saw the originals one time, and it was after Revenge of the Sith came out when I was 5.
You need to go watch them again.
I know I do. I had a hard time watching them when I was younger because of my fear of Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Your fear of Chewbacca.
A very serious fear of Chewbacca.
No wonder you don't like talking about
Ooh,
cryptids.
that was good.
Yeah.
Pop says, I knew it. Come on, Daisy. You know this. Who blew up the Death Star? The first time.
Antilles.
He tried, but failed.
I
Was it
don't.
Wedge?
I'm
It was
gonna.
Wedge, right? Was that third?
No, the first one? No.
No, not that. I'm talking about. He blew it up in Return of the Jedi. Was it him or was it Lando?
No, it was Lando.
Wedge
Because
was in there with
Wedge
them,
went
though.
in, took down the shield part that was protecting the inside, and then Lando and Chewie came in and got, or not Chewie, but Lando and what's that dude's came in and actually got
that guy. Yeah.
the core. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
That guy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I love
That was
that.
excellent, dude.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh man. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us on this episode of Nerds Galore. We really appreciate you guys joining. As always, go follow Andy Classified on Instagram, Andy_classified. Did Daisy finish the burrito? Last question.
No, it started to smell like you.
Oh, dang. Hard.
I mean, it's a burrito. I still would have finished it, but whatever.
Same. I would have too. Well, we appreciate it, you guys. By the time we see you guys next time, it will be New Year 2025.
Happy New Year.
Wow.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Years.
It's been a great 2024. We're excited. We're going to have a lot of cool things coming for Nerds Galore podcast, so stay tuned for that. Thank you. As always, may the Force be with you.